Alright, we made it to the gym.
Another edition of the
There we are.
series.
It's pouring rain. It's a little chilly out. But it's a Saturday. I'm about to put in some work. Let's get it.
Our legs just very well camouflaged. Alright guys, I'm going to jump right into today's quote of the day. So today's quote of the day is, be the hero of your own movie. And that, sounds simple enough, but being the hero of your own movie, I think Joe Rogan, has a good quote saying, be the hero of your own movie. Write down things you won't tolerate from yourself anymore. Write down things in the past that you never want to see yourself do again. Build momentum. Pretty much anyone can do it. We live in unique times when you can choose almost all the input that comes into your life. You can choose to be inspired, and you can continually do that. And so I think that, that's a good representation of what the quote means. And he goes into further detail of, basically stating, from my interpretation, that being your own hero doesn't mean like, all of a sudden one thing happens and, you saved your own life. It's the continual building upon the momentum that you choose to have for yourself, and it's going to be positive or negative. So if you choose to build upon the positive momentum, for yourself, you will turn into that hero. It's not going to be overnight, and that's why I think that he goes into it and says it's a daily thing of choosing to be inspired. So, on that note, I've had other people tell me like, hey, why do you listen to so much, David Goggins or inspirational stuff? Or other people say like, oh, I don't need that stuff to feel motivated, in a little slight attempt to try and demotivate me or make me feel like I'm at a certain point that I shouldn't be or something like that. But I've had people tell me like, oh, I don't, need to hear that stuff. I just wake up every morning and I'm good to go. Honestly, if that is you, congratulations. That's great. But that's not me. I want to be inspired every day, and a part of that is, I listen to a lot of David Goggins, I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan, I listen to stuff that, continually tells me to keep going and keep pushing myself, because why wouldn't I? Like, if that's a tool at my disposal, I'm going to keep using that in order to get myself better. So that's why it's there. That's something that, as Joe Rogan said, is always available to us. And we can continually choose to, input that into our life. Like I like to read, a lot of audiobooks. I like to read a lot of self-help books, listen to a lot of self-help books, listen to a lot of motivational speeches. Les Brown, a great motivational guy that I've been listening to for a long time. And, he was labeled as, educationally, mentally retarded or something like that. It was, he's an older guy, so it was back in the day when they didn't really have politically correct terms. But he ended up growing himself into like a widely renowned speaker, and something that people told him that he couldn't be. I love stories like that. I love hearing, people get somewhere despite all odds. And I love hearing, redemption stories of, someone who was down in their luck and then ended up coming back, full force. Like, I want to surround myself with that every day. Because I feel like I'm in a bit of an, uphill climb. And I'm not going to get into, my personal life or anything like that, not for the sake of these videos. But there's always, a hill to be climbed. And hearing from other people that have been there, done that, just gets me that much more excited to, get to that point and have my own story. And to let everyone know where I came from and, the demons that I battled on the way. And listening to those people, listening to, their stories, their inspiration, the habits that brought them up, and, the mentality of it. Like, if you listen to David Goggins, it doesn't sound positive. He sounds like he, literally went through hell and back and is here just, telling his side of the story. But you know, as positive as that doesn't seem, I feel like very necessary to hear something like that. To let you know that, you know, you have to get to a dark place, and in order to really find that inspiration that's deep within yourself, in order to keep coming, you know, back to the gym every day, and in order to tell yourself, like, hey, I'm meant for bigger things. I can do this. I can do hard things. You have to take yourself back to all the hard things that you've done and how you felt at the time and why it was hard for you to get that done. So, very inspirational quote of the day. I give you guys quotes of the day because I know that they help me out. So, I get to, you know, look for different quotes of the day, and in doing that, I hear so many motivational things. I know everyone says that motivation is fleeting. You know, it's something that's here today, gone tomorrow. It's more about discipline, but I find that motivation, if I can ride that wave enough, you know, it really helps with my discipline. And if I'm having a day where, you know, I don't want to go to the gym, then I hear David Goggins say, hey, stop being a bitch. And guess what? It helps me get my ass into the gym. So, it's not an all the time thing, but it definitely is there when I need it to be. Now, getting back into the video, we're hitting some back and arms today. So, you guys always get this lovely view of, you know, the lat pull downs. We go through a lot of lat pull downs. We've been doing them more often, more back workouts. So, good way to start off the back, get it warmed up. Forearms already, you know, getting warmed up. Biceps, everything included. So, good, strong workout. Satisfying, feels good to complete. I don't know how he puts the peg all the way down. I would smash my legs. I don't even think he really wants it there. He just does it despite me. But little belly cam right here. That's okay though. It ain't no fashion show. I'm here to put in some work. Little drop set right here. This portion was longer actually. We had a pretty long time with the lat pull down machine. I just trimmed it up for you guys. I like to put as much of my workout in here as I can, but when I'm working out for 3 hours, you know, even if I speed everything up times 2, when they're for 3 hours, it's still an hour and a half video. So I try and clean it up as best I can while leaving, you know, as much of the bulk in there as I can, especially on the bigger exercises like this. But I like leaving, you know, a lot of raw, untrimmed footage in there, just to show you guys, like, you know, they're set after set. I'm not going on putting on airs. I'm getting in the gym, doing what I say I'm gonna do. You know, each exercise for at least 5 sets. Because that's how I burn the calories. That's where we get it. This workout, I actually burned 3,008 calories total, according to my Apple Watch. It has the active, you know, calories that are burned, and then it has the total calories that are burned. I like to go by the total because, I mean, that's all the calories I burned through that workout, right? So 3,008 calories is what it was here. If you want to go by the active calories, then the active calories on that workout were 2,395, so about 2,400 total active energy calories is what it says. Duration of this workout, 3 hours, 11 minutes. And I say in like every video, you know, if you can't be in there for 3 hours, obviously I get it. I really, you know, am tired of myself being so stop, start as far as the gym and, you know, dieting and everything. So I'm committed to this, you know, as much as I can each day. Not saying that you're any less committed if you don't, but I'm just sick of where I was at. So this is my solution. You go as you see fit. I'm not, you know, a physical trainer by any means or a doctor or anything like that. So everything I say is just based off of my experience. But this is how I found that I have the best results. Works out for me, works out for my workout partner. We both have a good time doing it, and I can't imagine that, you know, we would have. I don't know. I just can't picture us having a full workout that wasn't 3 hours at this point, because of, you know, our stretching before for about 30 minutes. You know, 15 to 30 minutes, anywhere in there. Sometimes we'll do some core. Other times, you know, we also have our stretching at the end of the workout, which takes up some time. But we don't rush the process. We get done everything that we want to do. I try to get this guy to swim laps too, but he won't do that. We haven't even hit the sauna yet, just because we run out of time. But we're working out how we like to work out, find out how you like to work out, and, you know, definitely apply that. But right here, I talked about in another video with the narrow grip, just peeking your head through the window of your elbows. I found it, you know, it gets the best stretch going for you. And he's using the wrist straps on these. You definitely can. You know, he doesn't want his forearms to give out too early, because we still have the whole rest of the workout going. Excuse me. And that's understandable, especially since we're hitting back and arms. You don't want those forearms for, you know, the bicep workout too, and for other back exercises. So. To each their own. This is the last set, and we're off to our next exercise. We're just going to be arm focused. So here we are. We're going to hit some bicep curls, and then in the back, some tricep push downs. Some rope pulls. I don't know whatever you'd like to call them. So here we go. I never used to work out arms. I always just, you know, hit the majors. But I would do more of a bro split before, where I would do, you know, have a chest workout, have a shoulder workout, have a tricep workout, or not just triceps, but tricep and biceps, like an arm workout, arm, legs, chest, shoulders, back, and be up in like a 5-day split. And so now we do push, pull, legs, or I'm sorry, the correct order, I guess, would be legs, and then push, and then pull, and then legs and push, and then back and arms. Because on our legs and push day, we don't really get triceps involved, because we're already doing so many exercises with the, you know, 2 exercises pretty much for legs, 2 for chest, 2 for shoulders. If we're really feeling energetic, then we'll do, you know, another exercise for each muscle group. But before, I used to neglect my arms, because I'd be so excited to hit chest or shoulders or something like that. So I think that this definitely works out well for me. I get to hit my arms twice a week, and it feels good. It feels good. I mean, because I'm still working on getting my body fat percentage down, I think arms is something that, you know, I can see immediate results in, and see, you know, some definition. Definitely feel the pump pretty well, which is, you know, definitely part of the battle. When you're trying to get that body fat percentage down, you know, you're not seeing a whole lot of immediate results in the mirror, but they're there. You know, just like a beautiful flower has to bloom, so do you. So keep watering away, and it's gonna be worth it. So I'll go over it too, kind of the different journey that I've had with like my physicality. Like, you know, I weighed 215, which is like almost, you know, 100 pounds less than where I'm at right now, and I looked really thin. But I do have a picture that I can that I'll post up with that probably soon. So I've been all over the map, but it seems like this one, you know, this part in my series has been, you know, a lot more elongated, and it's been harder for me to get to the point where I can, you know, mentally get this weight off. Because physically, I mean, my body knows what it's doing, you know. My strength came back fairly quickly. My endurance came back. But it's that stick-to-itiveness, you know, that can mentally wear you down. It's the fact that, you know, you look in the mirror, you've been going to the gym for a month now, and you see very minute differences, and it's like, well, what's the point? Well, you're not going to see the point, you know, for months down the road, if you're like me, because I'm a month in, and, you know, not a whole lot of immediate results. I do feel good flexing my little bicep right here. I'm feeling nice about it. You know, but I'm working for the longer goal. This is a marathon. This isn't a sprint. So what's important to me is just to be a person that doesn't miss workouts. I don't know if you guys have read Atomic Habits, but people don't usually fail because, you know, they can't do something. They fail because they have poor systems. So that's why, you know, Michael's schedule changed. So my schedule is going to change in order to accommodate that, so we can still go to the gym together, because that's a good system for me. That helps me not miss workouts. That helps me maximize my workouts, you know. All that stuff is very important as far as me running this marathon. It's just having those systems in place, you know, to not miss workouts. And to burn as many calories as I can, to be in there for a full 3 hours. You know, that's all stuff that maybe I wouldn't do if I was by myself. But I've been able to find a system in order to make sure that, you know, I don't let myself down from that aspect, and that's important. Now, I know not everyone has the opportunity to have, you know, a fitness partner with them, or someone that goes with them to the gym, you know, an accountability buddy, as I like to call it. But, you know, at that point, you still got to find a system that's going to work. You still have to put things in place to where you're not going to skip workouts. You still have to put things in place where you're going to maximize your workouts. And your stick-to-itiveness is still going to be there. So it's not easy. I mean, even though I have an accountability buddy, it's still not easy. You know, I still feel like I should be further than where I'm at, but I know that my strength is coming. I know that my body's gaining muscle and losing fat. So as long as I'm hitting those numbers, then I'm going to have to be okay with the rest. Because progress is progress, no matter how fast or slow. Being in the gym 3 hours a day, you know, pretty much 6 days a week, I feel like my progress is just going to get better. And I'm also proving to myself that I'm the type of person that can stick to things. I'm the type of person that keeps my word with myself. I don't let myself down. And that's all part of self-confidence building too. You know, I think the reason people aren't confident in themselves sometimes is because they've proven to themselves too many times that they're not a person that they can count on, that they're not reliable to themselves. And if you've proven to yourself, you know, 30 times that you've tried to go to the gym, hasn't worked out, you've gained the weight back, you know, then you're just reinforcing the fact that you're not going to be able to do it in your mind. When the 31st time could be your time, you know, as long as you dig deep and realize within yourself that, you know, I have to stick to this for me. And it could be anytime you choose to, you know, learn and understand and apply that. You know, maybe it doesn't have to get to 30. You know, maybe you figure that out after the third one. But if you're like me, you know, it's going to take you a while until you finally just get sick of it enough to say, hey, you know, what can I do to actually make this work? And it comes from the hard work. You know, right here, I think my arms, I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, man, my arms are looking pretty solid. And that's after a month. You know, maybe after 2 months, then my chest starts to look good. Maybe after 3, then I have really good, you know, in-shape legs. But I'm all about right now falling in love with the process than the end result. And if I judge myself by my intentions, then everything's gonna fall into place, you know. And right here we're hitting a superset, so we're hitting these plate loaded curls. And you can't see I don't turn the camera at first, just because there's someone working out there and I wanted to be respectful. So you'll see me switch the camera in a bit. But we're doing these plate loaded curls. One thing I like to focus on these is the full extension. It's not staying in that, you know, I like time under tension workouts. But on these I like to get the full stretch, because it does take me all the way down to the bottom. Lucky does a pretty good job of getting the full stretch and having that time under tension, where he doesn't let himself fully lock out to keep, you know, the muscle under stress. And so for me, I like to get, you know, as close to a full lock at the bottom as I can. So I try and lock all the way out, and then lift from there. Sometimes I'll even just, you know, let it rest at the bottom and then pull up again. So I'm trying to get the full stretch and contraction for that exercise. And this isn't one of my best workouts, you know, as far as being on this plate loaded curl machine. But that's why it's something to improve. Something that, you know, I pride myself on is if we get done with, you know, a 3-hour workout and I've already burned, you know, close to 3,000 calories, and Michael's like, hey, now do you feel like doing some cardio? Most of the time I don't feel like doing it, but every single time I will do it. Because if I don't feel like doing something, that's probably a good indicator that I should do it. Because in the past, I've shied away from things that I didn't want to do like that. And it hasn't really brought me to a great place. So now I'm gung-ho and excited to do things like that. You know, that extra work that I don't want to do. On rest days, he'll recommend that we come in and we run and we do some core work. And in my mind, I'm like, man, you know, we just worked out for 6 days straight. I know my body needs a break, but I will come in and do the work. So there's nothing about getting in better shape that more work is not going to help me do. And this shirt didn't used to fit me before. Not that it fits great, but I was really proud of myself because I found it in the closet and I was like, hey, let me throw it on. And held on enough to actually get a workout through, so hats off to me for that. I do, you know, celebrate my small victories every day when I can. Helps me get inspired for the next day to, you know, keep that momentum pushing. Once you build that momentum, it's just something that you don't want to, you know, stop, something that you don't want to interrupt. There's the tricep machine that I angle over to. But once you get that momentum going for yourself, you know, it's very hard to want to stop or to let yourself, you know, calm down, because especially at this point, since, you know, I have stopped doing it so many times, I feel like this momentum is something that I'm going to keep riding, because there's no way I'm going to let myself, you know, revert back to my past habits. So this time the momentum is something that's really important for me, something that really matters, and something I think should matter for you guys too. You know, if you say you're going to do something, then go full force into it and ride that momentum so that it's not easy to, you know, not go back. And something I heard, I forget which podcast it was on, might have been Huberman or something like that, but basically a habit is built up, and then chances are if you take 2 days off of that habit, you've already pretty much squashed it. So that's why I take 1 day for a rest day and get right back into the gym the day after, because I don't want to miss that next workout. I don't want to know what it feels like to not work out for 2 days anymore. You know, that's where I'm at. I have goals that I have to meet. Talked about it in previous videos. Like, I'm, you know, not smoking cigarettes right now. I have a 2 beer max, and that's if I go out to drink with my friends, which has been like once since I've, you know, started back at it. So next I might get into, you know, more of a carnivore diet, which I've done before fairly successfully. So when I started working out here, you know, I started out at about 322. Or I'm at 323 right now. So I started out, you know, pretty much right here. So my body fat percentage has gone down, my muscle's gone up, but I'm at pretty much the same spot as far as weight goes, which is fine. But earlier last year at this time, you know, I was at like 360 pounds, and then I was able to get down to like 330, 320-ish by using the carnivore diet. And so when I was doing that, I did butcher box, because you can get grass-fed meat. So I would do grass-fed like New York strips, ground beef. What else I do? I go to Stater Brothers and get the riblets, like the little, I don't know, Korean short rib type of cut, because those are really cheap. And I would get ribeyes and salmon and shrimp, and my carnivore diet was pretty kick-ass. So I'll probably get back into something like that, because that really did help me lose a lot of weight. You know, it's not hard to lose weight when you're 360 pounds. I mean, mentally it might be, but it's not. There's clearly things in your, you know, eating habits that are askew, whether you want to face it or not, if you get up to that weight. So since then, I've been consistently, since like mid last year, I've been consistently around 320, 330, which, you know, there's still discrepancies in my diet that I can get down. But what's nice about going to the gym like this all the time is it makes you double think, you know, what you're gonna eat. Like, oh, well, you know, I burned 3,000 calories today. What fuel am I gonna put in my body? Because I like to fasted, you know, work out fasted, which I'm not gonna be doing anymore, because we're gonna change the time that we work out. But if you do go in and you're like, hey, you know, I'm putting in 3 hours of work, you know, you're more likely to go, you know, have a full pizza or, you know, some rice and chicken. Like, which one's gonna maximize you, you know? So all things to think about and consider, you know, once you do get into the habit of being a gym goer. And it's a good feeling. You know, drinking a lot of water, eating more clean, all things that are gonna help you, you know, build that compound interest on who you want to be. So here we are. We're trying out this new workout. We found this handle, so we wanted to do some landmine. That's what I used to call them, landmine pulls. And usually I use the narrow grip, like right around the bar. But this one was actually pretty nice, kind of a lower, wider impact. We couldn't use it or couldn't film it the whole time, just because there's a lot of people around. We're kind of in the middle right here, and I didn't want to be too intrusive. But I did want to capture some of these. Once we were done with the middle grip, we switched it to the smaller plates, just so that we weren't bumping into ourselves every time we did them. But we're standing right here on a 45-pound like rubber weight, just a little bit thicker. And then we just did single arm on either side. And I wanted to try these out. Michael was like, whatever about trying them out. He said that we could just do single arm on the cable row machine. But once we started doing those, we both actually really liked them. You know, it felt like it went down the length of my back on either side, and just a really good contraction on those. And then the gym started to get busy right here, so we decided to, we were trying to do some arms to finish it off. And so we went to the lat pull down machine and started doing like some curls, but trying to like end it behind our head, like over our head, to try and work on, you know, the peak and the top of the bicep area. So they were pretty good, but I don't know if it was my form or what. Maybe I was doing too much weight, but I felt like I couldn't really get the full squeeze at the top, just because of like the way that the weight wanted to go back up. So these were a little bit funky for me. But we try it here, and then after this we go on the low row machine and do some curls on that, which was nice for like a full, extension. All in all, it was a good back and arm workout, and like I said earlier, I mean, I burned 3,000 calories doing this workout total throughout the whole 3 hours and 11 minutes. So it's the most calories that I burned to date since we've been working out, and that's, just topping the previous high of 2,700 calories that I hit during our leg workout when I, did my squats over 3 plates. So I was feeling really good about that because, we're just building that momentum and working even harder the next workout. So I'm happy with what we've been able to do so far, and the commitments. And I am seeing that improvement from workout to workout. These are the curls on the low row that I was saying I wasn't like, crazy about, or no. The stretch on these ones is good, but I think that the handle that we were using wasn't optimal. I feel like if we were to use like the little just straight one, the short straight bar, because in this one it's a curved handle, but when I'm curling it, like, I don't know, the handle's staying in the same spot, and I was like, my hands were going around it, so it was kind of weird. But these right here, these are great. The hammer curl with the rope on the cables, definitely a great workout. Definitely good, towards the end of the workout to kind of burn it out. I really like these, this exercise right here, because there's full tension on it the whole time while you're pulling up on it. Just nice, feels good. Feels good. So here's another day, another dollar that we get deposited into our bank account of us. So whenever I have a beer, I take $1 out. But when I get done with the big workout, I get to deposit $1. And yeah, I know that the ratio doesn't seem right there. 1 beer equals 1 workout, but essentially that's how I feel. So that every beer that I have sets me back at least 1 workout. And that's just my mentality to kind of make sure that I'm not, going off course. So I'm staying on track and doing the damn thing. It's good too. We bring the rope up. Just finished off with some face pulls. Really good to, target the upper back, get those muscles going. Towards the end of the workout, we're just going for a blood flow, that squeeze, that contraction at the end. All very important stuff. So we're just trying to squeeze it at the end. We're already pretty gassed by this point in our workout, so the more we can get that squeeze in the end, more reps we can push out. We're not going crazy with the weight right here. It's not really one of those exercises where you go crazy with the weight. last but not least, we have some tricep pull downs. So these are a nice finisher too. Just finishing up the rest of our arm workout. Nice to just kind of smash it in the end. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch you next time.